Hi, my name is Bill and I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas. And today I want to talk about just being tired of the bullshit. I mean, Trump gives a press conference talking about how he obliterated all of the nuclear facilities in Iran. Then it comes out that they were tipped off. He blames Democrats for leaking the information, but he forgot that he didn't include Democrats in the briefing. And then Iran says, well, actually, it was just what you said on Twitter. We knew you were coming. So it was Trump who tipped off the attack because he can't stay off of social media. Maybe governing by social media is not the smartest thing. I don't know if that's ever occurred to anybody. But also, he's having to meet with senior citizens and he's making speeches about how the big, beautiful billionaire buffet bill is not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid, which it absolutely is. It is the destruction of Medicare and Medicaid. Like everything else in the federal government, that's the Heritage Foundation, that's Project 2025, that's the end game here. I'm sure he doesn't know that. I'm sure, like he said, he didn't read it, and nor will he, and he won't sit still for a briefing to actually learn anything, but that's what's happening. So what can we do? I'm always about what we can do. You know, when I get really irritated about something, I start figuring out what to do and try to make a difference. I used to hate the way that Sports Illustrated only covered the Lakers and one other team in the NBA. So I helped start a company, and we were the third largest network covering the NBA at one point because we covered all 30 teams equally. Yes, we talked about the Lakers. We also talked about the Milwaukee Bucks, or my team, the Houston Rockets. So I like to do something. What I've done today, and I think it's a great idea. I didn't originate the idea. The Coffee Party group was talking about this, and I've been doing it. The other day, I called Robert Garcia's office, and I chipped $5 into his campaign, and I made a video about that. This morning, I called Hakeem Jeffries' office, and I said, look, the time for Democrats to just try to get along with these MAGA nut jobs is over. They don't care about getting along. I wish it was that way. Barack Obama tried to make it that way, and he failed, and he will now tell you he was wrong. Republicans don't want to work with Democrats. There is no situation, even if you're doing something that the Republican constituents want, they will then oppose it if it's a Democratic president or senator or House member or even governor who wants to do it. They'll oppose it just because it's Democrats. Okay, that stinks. That's not the way to govern. That's not the way it's supposed to be, but it is the way it is. So I called Hakeem Jeffries' number and I said, respectfully, why don't you start listening to the young and energetic people in your party? We have a new mayor, potentially in New York, the Democratic candidate, who is extremely progressive, young, energetic, open-minded. We see Jasmine Crockett, not far from, she's the next district over from me up here in North Texas. We have AOC, of course, Bernie Sanders, not that he's young, but he's out there fighting the fight every day. There are a lot of these. I see Deja Fox running for office. She's 25 years old. I think that's great. She grew up in a single family home on food stamps, blah, blah, blah. We need more people like that in charge of government, state, local, and federal, because they understand the plight of the people. So what I encourage you to do, if you want to call Hakeem Jeffries' office and offer this same kind of feedback, I think it would be great. And I'll leave the phone number for his congressional office in my description here. If you have someone running in your district, I think Beto O'Rourke is about to run to oppose Ted Cruz again, and man, that would be amazing. I'll definitely volunteer with his campaign. Find out who's running for you locally, participate. If you can take yard signs around, if you can make phone calls, if you can just chip in $5 every so often, put a bumper sticker on your car. We need to encourage and support these people because these are the front line against this madness. Thank you so much for whatever you decide to do. At the very least, I'll put the phone number for Hakeem Jeffries' office. Let's get busy, man. We can make a difference here, and let's do that. Thanks for watching.